Yes. Kareem Wilson!
Hello everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, that's good. So I'm just about to make a white joke. So as you've noticed, I'm black, so I'm going to tell you what it's like to be a black person in Winchester. One thing I find quite funny is walking down the high street. There's like this unwritten law. Whenever a black person sees another black person, you have to knock. Because you know it'll be another 2 weeks until you see the next one. And thinking about that, I got this job with youths across Winchester, and I decided to bring my parents down to see what it was like from London. And walking through town with my parents, I realized something quite interesting. Wow.
Move forward. Not me.
I realized something quite interesting. Winchester was like an ocean, and me and my parents were like survivors on a life raft trying to reach the closest shore. Not only did we stand out, but we were probably the largest group of black people to ever be seen in Winchester at one time. And that was 3 of us. And I have this job with kids, as I mentioned, and some of the things I hear from these kids are really quite amusing. One kid had a fascination with my hair, he got to feel it, and then he said, "Your hair feels like pubes." So I was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. And another thing is, I never actually realized what it would be like. I mean, some of the things I hear is really amusing, so I'm going to work my way down the list, because as it gets worse, it also gets funnier. My name is Kareem, so they like to make fun of it. It's just like, oh, ice cream, whipped cream, custard cream. But then one kid, he kind of massaged my ego or something. He was like, "Can I call you Supreme?" So I was like, yeah, sure, I don't have a problem with that. One kid though, quite touching in a way, he said to me, "You're the 4th black person I know." And I'm just like, wow, you're 15. In London, you know 200. Oh, okay. Another kid at another place, he said to me, he started calling me Kimosabi, oh, you're legend, because I do martial arts and stuff like that. So now I was like, let me just go on Google that and actually check what Kimosabi means. I found out it was a made-up term from a series called Lone Ranger, and what this made-up word actually means is horse's rear end. so afterwards, I told him, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, I won't call you that anymore." So I was like, "Yeah, thanks." Some other kids, they saw me for the first time, they're like, "Are you the guy from the Reggae Reggae Sauce advert?" And I'm like, no. But I haven't seen the advert, so I was like, let me go on YouTube and check this out. And all I saw was an animation, so I'm like, I know I've heard all black people look alike, but it's an animation. There's no way we look alike. But the funniest thing I heard ever would have to be from a 5-year-old. He was playing the game where you chase them, they run off, they giggle, you stop, they stop, and you chase after them again. He came here, he was looking up at me, and I was looking down at him, and then he says, "Hello, chocolate man." So I'm like, wow, you have no idea what you just said. But in a way, it's a compliment, because it's like, you're kind of saying you like chocolate. I mean, you didn't say poo, poo's also banned, but you said chocolate is something you like to eat, something. But then I'm like, no, I mean, maybe not a good joke to make with a kid I'm working with. I mean, the connotations of him eating me is severe. And another thing I hear quite often, there were these two kids, they kept calling me Jamaican guy. It starts, I'm not from Jamaica, I'm from Trinidad. Totally different country. And then another kid, he says, long-haired Will Smith. Another kid called me Dreads. They just come up with all these names which are quite simple and relating to me being black and having dreadlocks and stuff like that. So then, another thing is, being black, what I tend to find is, other people are blacker than me in terms of stereotypes. I'll have conversations with friends back home. There's this Facebook page which says, everyone knows a white guy that thinks they're black. And it's not just white people. There's a whole bunch of them, Indians, everything. They'll have a conversation with me and they'll say some slang and it's like, I have no idea what you just said. So I go on Google and check Urban Dictionary to find out what it says. And I go and find like, oh, you was talking about weed. That's good to know. I don't even smoke weed, but thanks for telling me. Another kid, well, not a kid, he's this guy at my local newsagent. Whenever me and my dad walks in, this is how he greets us. And I'm just like, hi, yeah, cool, yeah, but nah. The only thing I need to watch out for, I mean, for starters, black people don't really greet people like that anymore. It's more like 5 hand locks, 2 fist bumps, a click of the fingers, and embrace, and an embrace which you quickly push away from them. It's like, no homo, no homo. And if he starts doing that, then I'm gonna start to get a bit worried or something, because the next thing is for him to say, Rastafari, burn up the house, burn down Babylon. And I'll just be like, okay then, that might be a bit too much. I mean, for starters, like I said, I don't smoke weed, and what I tend to get is a lot of questions and assumptions about what black people actually do, what Rastafarianism is. So I'll just tell you, Rastafarianism is about the mind with like consciousness. Smoking weed is something that some do, but it is not a prerequisite. So I just thought I'd share that. And another thing is that, if I can just remember which one I'm ready to do.
You can do it.
Oh yeah, it was Westerns. I grew up on Westerns growing up. I mean, sometimes I'm like, of all the places I could have picked to go to uni, I picked Winchester. Even the name sounds right. Before I came to university, the only thing I knew about Winchester was the name of a rifle. And that's not because I have one back in London, it's because I watched Westerns growing up. And I've seen quite a lot of things growing up that most black people haven't seen. Some of my own age group who are not black would be surprised if I've seen stuff like Columbo, Perry Mason, Ironside, Petrocelli, Policewoman, if any of you know that, and of course Charlie's Angels, because those girls are hot. And then there's CI5, The Professionals, and that's a British program. Some other comedies that are British I've seen are like Live Birds, George and Mildred, Bless This House, Man About the House, The Upper Hand with...
How old are you?
I'm 22. Yeah, and I've seen all these things. And then I'm thinking, in terms of race, there's some people that would actually look at me and say, wow, I mean, you're a coconut, in terms of that common racist, inappropriate term. And then I'd be like, well, yeah, if that's the case, then I am a coconut. The outside, the brown, fizzy, rough bit, that's my power, that's my strength. The white bit is the knowledge I need to get anywhere in this society. And the water inside, the words I speak, I'll make you think about things. And just before I get off stage, I'll end on one of my cheesy jokes, which is, there's this little kid, a lad, his name's Daniel, and he goes to school, and they're in the class, and the teacher's like, oh, the topic today is food. I want you to name things for me that you can eat. So then all the kids are trying to best each other. One says curry, another says carrots, another says salmon, naming things they've learned from different countries which no one else would know about. And then this one kid, Daniel, he says, candles. And the class is like, what? And the teacher's like, what? Even the silence that follows is like, what? And then Daniel says, well, last night I heard my dad tell my mum to out the candle and give them a piece. And that's me done. Thanks so much.
Yeah! Yep. Woo! Taking off my jumper now, summer. Yeah, summer in January. Because January is traditionally time to